Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Whereas today you can see I have the DC Icons, Aquaman and Wonder Woman. I'm doing them both today. They're not from the same wave or anything, but I just kind of wanted to do them both together because I didn't want to do review separately for them. So, yeah. We'll start off with Aquaman. Uh, he's a figure, certainly. He doesn't look bad in the slightest. And this is how I prefer my Aquaman classic. I mean, I like Jason Momoa, but I just feel like he would work better as Lobo than as Aquaman. But I do like Jason Momoa. But this is just my Aquaman. So as you can see, he's pretty classic looking. He's just got the orange. He's got a goldish orange belt, the green gloves, the green legs, full green. You got the fins on the back, and then you just got like the blonde hair in the head. And yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a pretty okay looking figure. Where you get into the problems is with the range and, fragility. All these figures are pretty fragile, I feel like, except for some reason Dick Grayson, which I'm cool with because that's the figure I wanted the most. And, he's the one that should be the most acrobatic, so I'm cool with that. But yeah, we'll just get into the articulation. So you can get only up to there on this guy. I don't know why. I think this is an earlier figure. That's probably why. And they probably got better later on the line. But yeah, you can only get it up to there. You can only get the double jointed elbow into there. Ab crunch, but mine doesn't want to work. And the waist joint at all does not. Just doesn't want to work. I don't know if that's because of this metallic orange material or what. And then the double jointed knee can only get to about there. Even with the fin, it doesn't touch really. And then you got the foot, and then you got some pretty good head movement. No, you don't get pretty good head movement. I thought you did, but no. Nothing good about the articulation of this figure. Sorry, my cat's just messing around. Let me get her and make sure she's okay. And yeah, so not the best looking figure, but I mean, it's Aquaman, so like I'm just probably gonna have him stood there with the rest of the Justice League once I try to fill out the Justice League roster. And for accessories, he comes with his trident. And yeah, I mean, it's really not a trident because there's more than 3 points. There's 5, but and this just kind of pull that apart, and then you can slide it in through the hand. And he comes with, well, let's just go with the hand. Let's show the hands. He comes with a pair of gripping hands for the trident, and then he comes with a pair of just relaxed hands, and then the body itself has a pair of fisted hands on it. But so you just basically do this. You can do that. Oh, well. Slide it in really good, and then you can just move it all along the shaft and get him in however gripping poses you want. You can get him like that, throwing it if you want, whatever. And then finally, he comes with this head, which looks a little strange, right? There's a hole in it. I wonder what that's for. Well, he comes with this, his like sonar ability. You just slot that in there. I actually prefer this head sculpt over the regular one, but it has the hole in it, and I don't always want to have this. So yeah, I do wish that I don't know. I mean, I like it. It'll work. It'll do okay if I have him in any poses with that. I wish he came with like a shark or something to have like a buddy, but this works. This is fine. Or a dolphin or whatever, just a sea creature. But I guess you could give him a Joker fish from the accessory pack. Or you can probably find some of those like cheap animal figures. Next we have Diana, Princess Diana. So first thing I'm gonna say is, I think she's an ugly figure. I don't know what it is, but she just looks off to me. She looks like a Shrek character. Like, the paint's good there. The eyes are beautiful. The lips are beautiful. The crown is pretty. I don't know. She looks slightly off. Maybe it's the neck, but she looks just slightly off to me. But, it's not awful. I'm sure you could do a head swap. And then, she's got, great looking paint, Great looking, like, just costume design. This is a good costume. I do like this costume. It's not classic, but I do like this costume. It's not my favorite, but I like the costume for her. You know, and one thing I will say about Aquaman is, like, you can see, like, the green paint bleeding through on the arms. Like, I think they painted over it, because this is darker than the rest. And that's kind of the same with Diana. She's got really messy paint on the hands, but that's about the only place, I'd say, is the hands. So, I mean, I was expecting there to be way messier paint, but luckily, no. And then, for articulation, the waist gets that much forward, that much back. You can't really move this, so you can't twist. Same with Aquaman. Cannot twist, really. Okay, I guess you can, but you just gotta push it really hard. And I'm scared of breaking it, so I'm not gonna do that too often. And then, yeah. So maybe you could twist. Okay, you can. It's just really, really tight, and it feels like it's not meant to twist. And you can move back very far, actually. And then you got the double jointed elbow, can go in pretty far. Arm can go out that far, better than Aquaman. Actually, this whole articulation scheme is better than Aquaman's. And then the head, you know, she's got hair, so you can't really get too much out of it. And then you've got kick forward that much, kick out that much, kick back that much, double jointed knee. She's got a boot cut right there, and then a forward-facing pin for rocker. And then she's got a hinge at the foot as well. And one thing I forgot to mention is his out is pretty good too. They all have great out movement on the legs. And then you also have these things are articulated so you can get them out of the way when you're moving the boot. And I don't like, that's one thing I don't like about this, the most girl action figures is that they don't stand very well. But this one's just awful, like not great standing. And then for accessories, as you see, she has this armband. I'm going to count that as an accessory, and then another accessory goes onto it. And then you just find out where it goes. Put the shield on, and then you can actually on the back, put it on the back of her. And you just got to move the torso, make sure you get the torso in the right type of place. And then it kind of just slots in, but it doesn't really go in all the way because the hair kind of holds it in place. So if you want to just stood there, you can have her just stood there. And then she comes with 2 gripping hands for each side. And the nails on these actually look really well painted. Only the blue bleeds through a little. And then she's got a lasso of truth that just loops onto the belt. And then she can just have it stored. Just so if you want to just to have everything stored, you can. And then she has a lasso of truth that's looped out. So you can just put it in her hand and loop it around someone. So like, I guess you could put it around Aquaman. I would recommend putting it around Aquaman like this. If you're going to put it around a figure, put it around him like that. Probably, and if you're wanting to go more around him, do that, I guess. But it just feels really weak. So be very careful. And then we're going to put it back. And yeah, so you basically just have to be pretty careful with it. And then the sword, she comes with a sword. Very nice looking sword. Big gripe about this is the handle, too skinny. So when you put it in the hand, it's really floppy. So you can't really get great poses out of it where it's like in a pose that you like in her hand. So you kind of got to make it, if you want to get it in a specific pose, you got to make her grab the ball. Grab the ball at the end of it. And yeah, so you could probably tighten the hand, but like, I might put some super glue or something around the handle so it'll actually, or it might, okay. My hands are dry right now because I just got out of the shower, and that happens every time I get out of the shower. But yeah, so for size comparisons, we'll do both of them. We'll get them both stood up. We'll do this. So, yeah. Oh, and I meant to grab the Mezco, freaking John Constantine, but I just didn't. I'm sorry. But he doesn't work in scale with them, sadly. But, you know, he's a lot bigger than them. And for someone like Armored Batman or like Darkseid or something like that could work. Darkseid especially, but with someone like John Constantine, he's just a guy in a suit. Like an actual suit, not even a super suit. Just a guy in a suit. No shade to him. He's like awesome guy in a suit, but that's just literally what his costume is. And then, yeah, let's try to get her stood up. She's going to have her knees bent. Sorry. And then we'll go next to her. Oh, ow. Sorry, guys. We'll put Batman in. And Batman's a lot shorter than them both, which I guess kind of... Actually, he's not that much shorter than her. Oh, my God. Is there any way that she wants to stand? Can I maybe get her onto a McFarlane's Toys base? You know what? She actually stands on a McFarlane Toys base. So just keep in mind, that's going to add just a little bit of height, but not enough to make a difference. But yeah, he looks a little shorter than both of them, which is fine. He's a human. He's basically a god, and she is basically a god too. So, and then we have Nightwing, and he is it's very tall, which does not work in this scale. Like I said, he would work better with a Marvel Legends than the rest of these characters. So these guys don't really work too great with Marvel Legends, but he does work pretty well. So with whatever. And then we have the Figma Nezuko from Demon Slayer, and yeah, I like these figures. I always forget how much I like them. I need to play with them more. They're really fun. And then we have the Amazing Fantasy number 15 Spider-Man. Too tall, head size is off, but you can get it to work. We've also got the Miles Morales, Sentinel Toys Miles, and he works very well. Actually, very well. We'll keep him in, and we'll take Nezuko, Figma Nezuko out of there. Once again, I would love to see, like, Sentinel Toys attack them, like DC characters. And then we have a Wolverine, too big, does not work, but if you like a tall Wolverine, could work for you. And then we have the Mafex Spidey. Once again, I think he's too big, but you could get him to work if you really wanted to. And honestly, he could work as a Venom, like I said, if you get like a special head sculpt or something. And this is what they look like next to the Chip got little guy. And then we'll get rid of him, and then we'll say goodbye. These figures are pretty cool, I guess. They're not my favorite out of the ones I've gotten. They're better than the Batman, but only because the Batman it's Batman as a character I like more for the most part. He can be someone I do not like, but I like his supporting characters more than I like their supporting characters. So, but for the most part, he's someone I like. So that's why he's more disappointing to me. But these two aren't awful, you know, not terrible, but you know, they're still a little disappointing. But I still like them. I prefer them over McFarlane Toys. I will always say that. I don't like McFarlane Toys, for the most part. I'm trying to come around. I might come around, who knows. But these guys are kind of disappointing. I'm hoping that 7-pack is cooler, because I will hopefully be getting the 7-pack one day soon. But who knows? I mean, that's the only way I'll be able to get the Flash, and because I don't really want to buy the original release of Flash, because he is a cool figure, but he breaks too easily, I've seen. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you around. Bye.